The New York Mets absolutely destroyed the Atlanta Braves today in a game and won the game 16-4. No, I'm not kidding you. The New York Mets absolutely destroyed the Atlanta Braves. And man, this game started, with Quintana pitching, and then you had Alan Watkins, or whatever his name is, from the Atlanta Braves. Honestly, these Atlanta Braves rotation guys, I don't really know them because we have a lot of injuries, with Atlanta, and Strider's injured, a bunch of, injuries. Max Fried is okay. It doesn't look like the Atlanta Braves are really that strong when it comes to the pitching rotation. But this game started with literally, 2 men on base, 2 outs, and then Beatty got a base hit, the other way. Beatty has looked really, really, really good at the plate. Defensively, this guy, Brett Beatty, is looking like a guy, like a real third baseman, and the Brett Beatty that everybody wants him to be. The guy that hits the ball the opposite field, that can pull the ball for a home run, that type of thing. Now, Beatty, he's not trying to hit a home run, but definitely he's looking really, really good at the plate. He's taking level swings. He's getting the barrel to the ball. That is something that is very, very key for Brett Beatty because it got him, to where he is. Brett Beatty has always been this guy. He just needed to find that confidence in the majors, and he finally has found it. He has found it. He's happy. He feels confident, and you can tell the energy that this guy is playing with. It's amazing. What a sight it is for Brett Beatty right now. For Met fans, it's amazing the fact that this guy is playing with energy. He's playing great defense. I'm not even talking about good defense. He's playing great defense. He's looking like a really good defensive third baseman. He's making all the plays. He's making spectacular plays. He's making good throws. Brett Beatty is really showing up, and I feel like this is so good for Brett Beatty because this was a make or break year for Brett Beatty, and then, but he's doing really, really good. And then you got Alvarez, who got a couple of hits today. You got Brandon Nimmo that got a couple of hits today. You got Jeff McNeil that a couple of hits. Starling Marte also got a hit. DJ Stewart had another, 2-run bomb. This guy, DJ Stewart, even though he's like 2 for 15 or 2 for 16 or whatever you want to call it, those are big hits. And the Mets, this is a big, big series for the New York Mets. And to split the series or take the series, to get these two wins against the Atlanta Braves in their stadium is completely huge. Completely huge. So I'm so happy that the Mets are playing well right now. Quintana pitched really, really good. I like what I saw from Quintana. Quintana, I feel like you're going to get a consistent starting, a guy that can get you 5 innings, 6 innings, He can try to get you 6 innings, but 6 innings against the Braves is pretty hard. But Quintana pitched good. He was no-hitting the Braves for literally, I think, 3 to 4 innings. Had a really, really good game. He allowed 3 runs, pitched 5 innings. But I'm going to say this about Quintana is we know what we're going to expect from Quintana. He's going to allow runs. This is not Jacob deGrom. This is not, Max Scherzer. It's not, Quintana is not a top pitcher when it comes to that, but he's going to get you a consistent basis when it comes to the starting rotation. He's going to get you, he's going to try to get deep in innings. He's going to at least get you to 5 innings, maybe 6 innings. Obviously, going against the Braves, very, very hard to do 6 innings, but I'll tell you this, Quintana pitched good. I like what I saw from him. He attacked the zone. He attacked those hitters. And, he also was working the corners. He was getting some calls. Quintana looked really, really good. I think we should not be concerned when it comes to Quintana because we know what we're going to get. But let's talk about, honestly, the New York Mets and the power game. We've seen some power when it comes to the New York Mets, and DJ Stewart getting those home runs, good for him, because obviously we know that JD Martinez had that cortisone shot. He's going to be out for, a couple of days, definitely shut down. And maybe when he comes back to the minors, he's going to be well, he's going to be good. obviously, as Met fans, we want JD Martinez as soon as possible. But he has to be ready and he has to be healthy. And if DJ Stewart is the guy to take those reps, as the DH and, give some big home runs to the Mets, then it is what it is. Why not? Honestly, why not? And I really like what I saw from the Mets today. But let's talk about Drew Smith, guys. Drew Smith, coming from that he didn't have, well, it wasn't really an injury, but definitely he got hurt for sure. When he hit his foot on that camera, he hit his ribs. Drew Smith is looking really, really, really good. He's looking like the best Drew Smith I've ever seen him. And he's been with the Mets organization since 2018. But Drew Smith is performing, guys. This guy has not allowed one run. And he's been pitching out of his mind. He's looking really good with his fastball. His slider, he's pitching less. And that is something that is very, very important when it comes to Drew Smith, because obviously we've seen Drew Smith for the last years, and we always thought he had a good fastball. But that slider, he always hangs that slider. He has a curveball, So Drew Smith is mixing in his pitches, and that's what I really like about Drew Smith so far. He's just performing really, really well. So honestly, good on Drew Smith for performing well and giving the Mets some innings. Did Carlos Mendoza have to use Drew Smith today to get 2 innings? I don't know, because Carlos Mendoza, he's a new manager. For the first time ever, he's a major league manager, and he's going to make decisions that we don't entirely agree on. But Drew Smith, coming off that little, that injury or whatever you want to call it, he got hurt, but he didn't miss any games. So it's a tough one when it comes to Drew Smith, because why would you use this guy for 2 innings when, he was coming off, what happened? But he performed well. Drew Smith is looking like one of the top relievers for the New York Mets, and he is looking. He's in the circle of trust when it comes for Carlos Mendoza in the bullpen. So great for the Mets that Drew Smith has ascended to this role. And I hope that, if he can really ascend to this role, he can be a 7th inning guy. He can be an 8th inning guy. That is something that the Mets need. But Drew Smith is pitching very, very well. So good for the Mets. And then you got Tyler J, a guy that, was like a 5th round draft pick or something like that. Not the biggest draft pick, but Tyler J made his debut. Lefty, and he had two innings. He allowed 1 run. But I'm going to tell you this. I like what I saw from Tyler J. Obviously, we would love to see Nate Lavender, obviously in the Major League bullpen. But when it comes to that situation, I don't know if they're gonna bring up Nate Lavender just yet. But I can't wait to see that kid. But definitely Tyler J. And then you got the Nunez kid yesterday. Those guys made their debut. Nunez, I think, got set down to AAA again. But Tyler J., I don't know if he's going to stay, but he looked pretty good. And obviously, it was a mop-up game, honestly, for the Mets and the Braves. So, it is what it is. But the Mets won the game 16-4. And what was hilarious to see was Luis Guillorme, literally in the 9th inning, getting a grand, Tyrone Taylor getting a grand slam against him, against the former Met Luis Guillorme, and he was on the mound. So that was hilarious to see and good for the Mets. And honestly, I'm so happy that, the Mets got this win. And it's a big win for the Mets. Now they go into Kansas City and, and you want to face Kansas City and you want to win the series. Obviously, Kansas City had a really, really good game against the Astros today and basically destroyed the Astros. So they're coming in a little hot. And definitely Bobby Witt, you got Melendez, you got a whole bunch of guys. But when it comes to this situation, though, I'm so happy that the Mets got the win against the Braves. You take 2 wins in that stadium against those Braves, it's a very, very hard thing to do. And, but the Mets did it. The Mets definitely got this big win. So let me know what you guys think. Are you guys happy right now? How are you feeling about the New York Mets? Definitely, you know, there's a lot of pitching injuries going on in the majors right now. It isn't just the Mets. It's a whole bunch of teams. And, you know, I hope that obviously Senga comes back probably by May or June. You know, I think the earliest he could come back is May 27th. I don't know if they're going to be able to do that because he's definitely going to have to ramp up. He never got that spring training. It's going to take Kodai Senga some time to come back. But I think if the Mets can hold down the fort, if the Mets can offensively show up and give the pitchers run support, then they could win some games like this one. And definitely like the first game in the series against the Braves. So good for the Mets having this win. I'm so happy that they do. And yeah, man, that's going to be the end of the video. Let me know what you guys think. I love you guys so much. I appreciate you guys. This is All Things Mets, and I'm out of here.